Hello and welcome to the video. So today is November 20th and the year ends next month in December. And I have 5 books left on my 2024 reading goal. I set a goal for 20 books this year and I'm currently at 15 and I want to finish it. This is like the most books I've ever read, and honestly this YouTube channel has kind of helped motivate me. Like, I read normally like occasionally before this, but this is kind of like the most that I have read consistently. So I have 5 books left. I'm at 15 out of 20, but I have these 2 books that I'm currently in the middle of. So The Stranger by Albert Camus, it's French, so I hope that's right. We're actually reading this for class, and the goal is that we're going to finish it by this Friday or early next week. So that automatically we're kind of going to finish. I can't really like read it ahead. It's around 100 pages, so it would be a quick read, but I kind of have to stay on pace with the class. So I've got this book, and then I've got Check and Mate, which I've also been reading for a little bit. I'm over halfway. I've got maybe like 40, maybe I'm like 55% there. And so I'm in this book. And so I need 3 more books after these 2 to finish up my 2024 goal. 2 books that kind of have been on my radar for a while and have been like on my various TBRs are Flower Heart by Catherine Bakewell and then How It Feels to Float by Helena Fox. So I might read these 2 books for part of it, but there is still December, and so I might want to do like maybe a holiday read. I'm not entirely sure, but this pretty much going to be like a reading vlog finishing up my year of reading, or at least to reach my goal. So starting off with these 2 books, and then we'll see where that goes. Okay, so this is my first update on my kind of reading path. So I thought we were going to finish The Stranger today. It is Friday, the 22nd of November. But we're actually going to finish it next week. We have 2 days of school and then we are off for Thanksgiving break. So we are going to finish the book then. We've got 2 chapters left, like maybe 20 pages or something. I don't know. I have to read the next chapter this weekend, and then we'll read the last one, I think on Monday. But I have had a chance to read quite a bit more of Check and Mate in the past 2 days since I filmed the first part of this video. I'm now like 68% done, and I read the majority of it today, but I'm on page 275 on chapter 24, and it is so good. Like, I was reading it during class, and sometimes I just wanted to go like, ah, because they were so cute. But right now, it's like the kind of final conflict, I feel like the last big hurdle that the main character, Mallory, will have to go through just like kind of happened. And so definitely kind of starting the final part, like within the last, I don't know, 20 pages that I read, it was kind of like boom, boom, boom. And I was like, oh my gosh, like trying not to freak out middle of class. That's the kind of joy and hard part of reading at school. Like, you have a lot of time, and sometimes the class is loud, sometimes it's not, but like you have to tone down your reactions, and sometimes you get cut off at weird moments. Like, if something was happening and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy, I can't really verbalize that because I had 2 tests and was reading after that, so I'm like freaking out, but the person next to me is taking a test. But yeah, I don't know how many pages, but I've got like 30% left of this book. It is so good. And so after I finish this, I will pick 3 more. I might just read all 3 in this video. I do want to do a December TBR video though, and maybe choose like some kind of holiday reads. So I might like kind of do that in the middle of this video. So I might like choose books that I want to read in there. And I am maybe planning to go over my 20 books of my goal. Not entirely sure if I will be able to read another, finish this, finish the other book, read 3 more books in barely over a month. I don't know if I'm that fast of a reader. But there is also a few breaks, so I don't know. But I'm rambling a little bit, but that is my update. And it's like 5:30, so we'll see if I read any more, but I will update once, maybe when I finish or if something else happens. Okay, so I'm updating. I'm on page 292, and that last chapter was just like so sad. Like I felt tears in my eyes, like pretty much the whole chapter. Like, oh my gosh. Like that was just so sweet. It was like a little family moment. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy for all of them. This is a really good book. It took me a while, like the beginning, I don't want to say it's like slow to get into, but maybe I just wasn't in like a super reading mood for the beginning. But now I'm like, I've been reading like so much of this book in like the past day, and that chapter was just probably my favorite part of the book. It was just so sweet. Like, oh my gosh, like I'm like, oh, I don't even know what to say about that. But I'm on part 3, so I'm almost done with this book. And I'm kind of sad because I'm enjoying it. Okay, so I have now finished the book. It's 7:25, so I think I was just reading for like an hour and a half maybe, but it was really good. I really like how it kind of all ended together. It ended on a happy note, which I'm really glad because I love Mallory Greenleaf, like the main character. She's just really kind of cute, and like I'm really happy that she got her happy ending. Like everything just fit together really nicely, and it's a really kind of almost inspiring book. Like it talks a lot about like gender kind of inequalities in the chess world, and kind of I feel like that translates to like a lot of things. But honestly, for this book, I'm thinking like 4.75 stars. I don't think I can quite give it 5 stars, but I really liked the book. I might go with 4.75 as my final rating, but it was really good. And so I'm not going to read probably for the rest of the night, but probably tomorrow morning I'll choose my next book. I don't know what I'm going to go for yet. Probably one of the 2 I mentioned earlier, but we will see. Okay, so it is now the next day, Saturday, and the book I think I'm going to read next is Flower Heart by Catherine Bakewell. It's magical, and I think it's like ex-childhood best friends to lovers, and I'm kind of excited to read it, but I don't know how much reading I'm going to get done today since I'm kind of dedicating this day to work on my EE, or extended essay. It's this giant paper. I think I've mentioned it before in videos, but it's this giant paper for this kind of like program I'm in at school that is due next Wednesday. It's 4,000 word paper max, like kind of 3,000 minimum on a topic. And so I just have to like kind of go through and edit it. My advisor got back to me on like what kind of needs to be changed. So I'm gonna kind of go through today. Me and my sister are at home. My mom and dad are at my mom's shop kind of getting it ready. She wants to open this weekend, or I think Monday. So it's kind of like crunch time for everybody. So I'm not entirely sure how much reading I'm gonna get done, but just wanted to pop in and say that I'm going to choose this for my next book. So the total count is now 16, and I'm like almost done with 17. So this will be 18. So I have decided that I'm going to read and annotate the chapter I have to read this weekend for The Stranger, and then work on my EE. After chapter 4 of part 2, and there's 5 chapters of part 2. So we're going to finish this book Monday, and that will be 17 on my book list of 20. And I don't really like annotating books, but for class we kind of have to, and so I will be doing that. Also, there's probably a dinging in the background. That's my sister. She's watching probably TikTok in the other room, but in case you hear an annoying dinging. But yeah. Alright, so it is now Monday, the 25th, and I am checking in for an update. So we did finish The Stranger, so this is book number 17, 3 more. Overall, I rated it 3 stars. It was pretty good. It was written in like, I think the 50s, maybe like 47. It's quite old. It's translated from French, and like I really liked the book, but also like kind of the whole part of it is like existentialism and absurdism, so it's like nothing really stood out, I guess, but at the same way it all did. I don't know. I just feel like 3 stars is kind of like a good, like I wouldn't rate it like 4 or 5 stars, but I did really like it as terms of kind of like old classics go, I guess. But yeah, 3 stars. It was really good. We listened to the last chapter in class and it was kind of like, whoa, the ending. Like, it was just kind of like a shock, but it was really good. And then I did start Flower Heart in class. I read for 50 minutes for the second 2 periods of lunch. We have 3 total. You take 1 and the other 2 are class. So I have a lunch, and so I read for 50 minutes for the other 2. And I read 53 pages in that 50 minutes, and I did the math, and that's like 63.6 pages per hour. And that's like the fast, like I'm not usually a fast reader, but this book, like that beginning was so good. I didn't know whether or not to cry, or like it was just like I could feel it in my heart going like, oh my gosh, and I was just reading so fast. And then I read a little bit other like throughout the day last hour, and so now I'm on page 63. So I'm 18% done in 1 day of reading at school, and it is so good right now. This book is so good. I don't know, it's got like magical elements, and I don't know, it's just really good. Kind of government, but not really. There's like a council of magicians, and you kind of feel bad for the main character, but also like I don't know how to explain it, but it was just like the first part was really good. The 3rd chapter was like was really long. I looked ahead and it was probably like 20 pages. I was like, oh my gosh. But I think I'm on like chapter 4 or 5 now. But I made like a sizable chunk today. But I'm excited to read this. It was released, I think, in 2024 or maybe 2023. It says 2024 on like the copyright page of it. So I think I probably got this year. Copyright 2023, but this edition is 2024. So this is definitely like a newer book, and I am really enjoying it. And the cover is also just really pretty. And I love like her red hair and like kind of the flower elements to it. But it's just really cool. But that is my Monday update. I will update next time I read like a sizable chunk. On Wednesday, I want to make like a book board game with my sister, and so I will be using that for my December TBR. So this will definitely include like books that are in my December TBR, because I'm probably not going to read 3 more books by 2 days. I am not that fast of a reader, but that is the plan. So we'll have a video come out before this and have books chosen for December that I will be reading. So I've got this. Hopefully How It Feels to Float will be in that December TBR. I'm not sure. But otherwise, I don't know what other books, but they will be read in this video. Or at least some of them will be read in this video. Alright, so it is now December 1st, and I'm reading my book again. I have not for a little bit because of all Thanksgiving and stuff, but I just read for 45 minutes, and I think I went from like page 99 to page 152 in 45 minutes, so that's pretty good. But I'm on chapter 11, and I would like to say, like, the art on all of the chapters is so pretty. Like, it's got like a little bush on each of the chapters. But so far this book is really good. The two characters are kind of becoming friends again. It's really cute, but I also know something, like, there's gonna be a climax to the book, that something is like gonna go boom. And so I'm kind of scared, but update. I don't know how much more I'm gonna read, but that's my update. Okay, so it is now Tuesday, December 3rd, and I didn't really read a lot last week because it was like Thanksgiving week, kind of a lot going on and everything. But the past 2 days I have read a lot at school. So now I'm almost 90% done with the book, and I am loving it. Like, it is so good. Like, it's very intense, like, scenes, and then all of a sudden, like, at the end of the chapter, it like switches, and so it kind of keeps you going, like, but it's really good. I'm almost on page 300. I'm like 4 pages away or something, and there's 345 pages total, so I'm almost done. And that is my dog Clover. She recently got a like little hoodie thingy that she's loving. Normally she doesn't like stuff on her. Like, we've put her in my hoodies before, and like she completely hated it. But my mom got her this, and she's been loving it. Like, 'cause it's really soft and warm, and it has recently snowed. I'm gonna do this behind me, but it snowed the other day. So it's really cold, but sorry. I'll pause for a second. Let her drink. Okay, nope. Okay, so it's pretty cold outside, but I'm going to go upstairs and read and probably finish the book. I've got less than 50 pages. Just got home from school. Track's kind of starting up, so just kind of like a life update. We've got, 3 weeks, and that last week is finals week before winter break. So hopefully I finish the book. Well, I will be finishing the book and then choosing a new book, and then I'll have 2 left. We're on December 3rd, so I think I've got this. But I've got this. I'm gonna set my mind to it, reach my 20 book goal. Okay, so I just finished the book, and I have a copy that has like a special scene at the end, and so I read that too. And it was so good. Like, I was smiling the whole time. Oh my gosh. And so I went up to like stop the video, and it was like, your phone is out of storage, and apparently I'd ran out like as I was getting up. So I'm gonna try and keep this short so I don't run out of storage again. I will edit because that video was like an hour long. But overall, the book was like so good. I probably 5 stars. I can't think of any reason why not to give it 5 stars. Like, it was so good. I loved it. Like, I feel like it wrapped up very nicely. Like, it was so sweet and like heartwarming. Like, there was a few sad parts. I could see it being made into a series, but also I feel like it's good kind of as a standalone book. So I don't know, I might look into it. I ran out of storage. I went back and deleted some pictures. Okay, so I should be good now. But it came out kind of like recently within the last couple years, and so I'm gonna look up kind of if there is another book or any more kind of like in the same series. But it was really good. I really loved it. The like after bonus scene was also really cute. It was just like made my heart happy. But that is officially 18 books finished this year. So I'm gonna choose a new book, number 18. I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna choose yet. And I've decided How It Feels to Float is going to be my next book. And so I will update when I begin and kind of make significant chunk in it. Hi, so it is the next day and I'm doing a mini update. I started How It Feels to Float and it's really good. It's kind of weird almost, like I feel disassociated with it. Like the character is very kind of like in her head a lot. It kind of reminds me of The Stranger, which I just read, like definitely outsider, definitely struggling with mental health, but it's like really good. I think I'm like 30 pages in maybe, and also sorry my bed's kind of messy. But the main reason I wanted to update right now is because today we are starting a new book in class that we're going to finish before the end of the year. So that will add one more, and then I'll have How It Feels to Float, and then I'm at 20. And also sorry if you can hear any background noise, but so that kind of finishes up. So like I don't necessarily have to rush to get through How It Feels to Float because I'm reading a book in class too, and it's a pretty short novella. Like I think it's like this big maybe. She hasn't given it to us yet, but it does look pretty short, so I think we'll get through it by the time we get off for winter break. So that is the books that I guess I'm reading this year. I don't know if I'll make like another one in that time, but yeah, just a little update because I kind of forgot about that book that we're gonna read, A Doll's House. I don't know the author, but I'll show it like once I get it. But yep, update. Hi, so it is December 12th now, and I have a few updates. It is like right before finals, so next week is finals, and so it's kind of been busy. Haven't read a ton or like haven't updated a while, but we are on Act 3 of A Doll's House. We're like 63% done, I believe, with it, so we're gonna finish it by next week. It's pretty good. I like it. So it's a play, but I read for Act 1 the main character Nora, and it was really interesting. It was written in like the 1800s, and it's kind of like a calling out of society, like of like gender norms and stereotypes kind of, and like how women were seen then. But it's really interesting. I am liking it. So that's kind of like my update on that. And then How It Feels to Float, I am absolutely loving this book. It is an interesting read. It is definitely kind of like in the thoughts, like kind of depressive almost, I guess. But also there is kind of like a hope behind it. And it's written very interestingly. Like I don't think I've ever read anything written in the same form. Like sometimes like a chapter lasts like a page, and then on the next page is the start of the next chapter. They're not like numbered, so you don't, like I don't know how many chapters I've read, but it's very like direct, I guess. I don't know, it's just very interesting. I don't really know how to describe it, but interesting, I guess. But I'm like not quite 50% done, but I've been reading it really fast. Like today I read for, I don't know, half a class period. I'm not even sure, but when I first started reading it, I read like over a page a minute. Like I was zooming through this book, but it's just such like a fast, quick read because I'm enjoying it so much. And then also like the chapters are short, so I feel like I can just go like zooming through it. But that's my little update. Pretty much just have to finish this one by the end of the year because we're already gonna finish this one. So yeah, just my little update. Bye. Hello, I am back with a little update. It is December 17th, kind of cutting it close, but I wanted to do a little update because we finished A Doll's House today. We kind of finished it yesterday, but we just had like this one little page that we didn't get done before the bell rang, but it is done. So this is book 19, and overall I gave it 3 stars because it is like 80 pages. It's really short, but it was pretty good. It kind of aimed to address society and like its faults. Yeah, it was pretty good overall. So I gave it 3 stars because it's like kind of a novella and kind of short, but I did enjoy it. And then an update with How It Feels to Float. I am 82% done. I've been flying through this book. I read like 60 pages today during my lunch hour, and then I took a nap because I was really tired. But I've been flying through this book. I love it. I think my projected ending like rating is 5 stars or like 4.75. I love it, but really would probably recommend this book. Maybe look up trigger warnings before because it does deal with like death and grief. It kind of, if you read like the reviews on the back and like this, it's got a few pages of like quotes, I think, or like things people have said about the book. Yeah, all of these are all reviews. They kind of all say similar things about like story about grief, loss, love, but it is really good. I'm really enjoying it. So that's my little update. I want to try and finish this by the end of the week. It is Tuesday, so hopefully I'll do that. Finals are this week, but I do also have a lot of free time with that. That's kind of my little update. So I will see you guys soon when I finish the book. That's when I'll update. All right, hello, I am back. It is now the 18th. I just did my update yesterday, but I have finished How It Feels to Float, and oh my gosh, it was so good. I definitely rated it 5 stars. It was a great book. Like, it was definitely like a different type of writing style, but I did enjoy it. It also kind of left like almost on some cliffhangers, but also not at the same time, I guess. Like, it left it up to interpretation, like it wasn't like a closed ending, but it was still like a really good book. I was kind of looking at like other reviews, and it's like 3.8 stars overall on my book reading app. I use Storygraph, but like, so I definitely feel like the book's not for everyone, but personally I loved it, and it was amazing. So that means I've officially read 20 books in 2024. So that means that's the end of this video, but I've read quite a few books in this video, and I'm excited for next year. I don't know what my reading goal is going to be, maybe more like 10 or 15, because I kind of have different plans. Like, I'll probably make another video about it, but I kind of want to make this channel more of like a generalized channel than just like a book reading channel. I really do love reading, and that is kind of what inspired me to start the channel. But I also kind of want to be free to do other stuff, so I feel like a lower reading goal will make sense than devoting like all of my time to reading. But I might make another video kind of about that. But anyways, thanks for watching if you made it this far, and I hope you have a great day, night, wherever you are. Thank you for watching. Bye.